Hello! In this video, we're going to talk about the future of automations with n8n. I don't think you've ever come across content like this before. I haven't actually seen anyone do it on YouTube, but automations and our ways of working, our methods of application, are changing day by day as artificial intelligence develops, and they're actually getting progressively easier. We can now implement automations using conversational language and provide solutions for companies. For an AI agency, for your own business solutions, whatever it may be, n8n and automations are now critically important, because you can now single-handedly perform services that would normally take 10 or 20 people. You can do it all by yourself with a single process, all on your own. But here's the thing. Now that's changing too. Until 2010, automation systems could only be written by people who knew how to code, and they were quite expensive processes. From 2010 to 2025, the value of drag-and-drop automation systems steadily increased, and with the addition of AI, they reached their peak. But in the second half of 2025 and beyond, we're seeing a different kind of change. We can now build our own systems using natural conversational language. Yes, n8n is still the king of the game, and yes, it will continue to be a major player for a certain period. But there's also a different approach. We can also run automation systems with tools like Claude and similar ones. Even if not entirely, we can transition to these systems at a rate of about 70 to 80%. This doesn't mean that everything will suddenly change automatically, that we'll do everything with Claude, and that n8n will no longer be necessary. But after a certain period, we'll be saying bye-bye to n8n as well, and we'll be setting things up this way with conversational language. Even if it's not happening right now, this transition will take much less time than before. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to convert an n8n workflow into a system that will run on Claude. Without needing to build the automation, without having to configure the nodes one by one, connect HTTP requests, or pull data in that specific way, we're going to have Claude write an SOP, a standard operating procedure. So what does that mean? Claude will learn how the system works by converting it from the n8n workflow, and it will write a script for itself. From then on, we won't be handling the HTTP requests, connecting nodes, or dealing with other settings. The AI will do it for us. Like I said, this is the future of the industry. You're constantly seeing videos. Is this an n8n killer? Is it this one or that one? In reality, this is how n8n will change, and I want to be one of the first people on the internet to show this to you, because we've already started using these methods in certain applications when developing solutions for companies. But I always say this. The people who don't actually apply these methods, who just sell you dreams, they won't talk about this. You'll see them slowly start coming around to it. When everyone starts talking about it, then they'll start explaining it. Now let me slowly explain what this is and how it works. Because I really want to give you solutions that will be useful for your business. I want you to be able to truly serve a client as an AI agency, or to give you the skills to create solutions that can improve your sales team's performance, your marketing team's performance, or even be used in HR. All of these actually contribute to the growth and competitiveness of companies. In this video, I've made a plan. We're going to try to change a few workflows. How much will work? How much won't? How much will change? We'll see together. If you're ready, first of all, I like to use Claude Code from Cursor. So I'll open Cursor, but you can also use it from Visual Studio. It's entirely up to your own preference. You can actually do these processes with the Minimax model, with Gemini, or with Codex. But since I find Claude Code to be quite successful, I'll be using it for my examples, but eventually everyone will move to this point. Now I'm opening Cursor, first in front of me, n8n workflow in front of me. We're actually going to transfer this n8n workflow from Cursor to Cloud Code and make it functional. So what does this n8n workflow do? First, it checks who has posted a hiring ad on Hacker News. This is actually a lead generation system. This way, we scrape from the job postings who needs which service or solution. Then we scrape the posts, separate them, scrape the news, and finally save them to Airtable. That's the kind of system it is. Here, you need to set up the APIs and run them one by one. But I can convert this system to work with Cloud Code. First, for Cloud Code, I opened a Cursor. In the Cursor, I select Open Project. I created an empty folder for myself here. Let me check. Let me create a new one inside this. Let me do it in here. As you can see, it's completely empty. I clicked Open. It's open. So we've actually started the project here now. Let me move this down a bit. Here we have our extensions. You can see Cloud code here. If not, type it here. I couldn't type Cloud code. It will be installed here. You can install it. After installing, you can click here to start the system. Let me close this. This isn't necessary. I'll close this side panel too. Now I'm moving what you selected up. These aren't needed. Here, when you first start, even though it looks like we've opened our project, we're actually working in that area, but let me show you. When you do this, your options appear. The first time you enter, you need to log in. Once you log in, you can either access your Cloud AI account with the regular $20 Cloud package, or you can proceed with API credits from the Anthropic console. There's a difference between the two. Actually, Cloud AI, let me wait here for a moment. Let's say later. With a Cloud AI subscription, it comes out a bit cheaper. I've opened it like this. How can you authorize it? How do you start working? I clicked authorize. That's it, it's done. We've arrived here like this. Now, for a start, we're going to both create the files here and start our project. First, I'm giving a command. I say project skeleton in this file. I specifically want this to create the project skeleton. Sorry, I'll request LinkedIn post lady like this. It will create these files for me in the folder we just opened so that we can continue working within this folder. You can do this yourself, or you can ask the AI to create the files for you. These files will be our guidelines. Cloud Code will fill these in, add new files there, and we'll determine how it will work on them and shape what it will do. That's why these are important. Let's see if it added them. As you can see, everything is here. They were created instantly. By the way, these are on your computer. I'm continuing. Now we're going to add the SOP, that is the standard operation procedure. The purpose of this is to provide the most instructive workflow to show how this system can work with it, what will be done, what will happen at each step. This is what we're providing now. As you can see, we've added these here. This is your job, so to speak. I said attach file with a slash. I just downloaded the file. I'm adding it now. You can see it like this. All right? Now, from here, as you can see on this screen, Cloud Code will generate the standard operation procedure, or SOP. It's analyzing the workflow. It's learning how it should operate from the workflow and will write accordingly to the project file. This way, our system, our application will start to take shape. You won't have to go to n8n every time. You won't need to configure the nodes, and to solve errors, you won't have to dig through each node one by one to see what happened or where the error occurred. We'll handle everything within Cloud Code. All right, now it says, what did it do? It created the SOP. Okay, it did these things for us. Now, okay. We can ask it to do these things for us. Actually, it has just completed the planning. We're saying you can also create these files outside of the planning. Write these for us. It will create these files for us. After that, we'll continue. You can see it like this. So we're checking what it has done. It says, I have completed the entire workflow. We'll also search Hacker News using Algolia. I'll catch the latest trends and trades. I'll get the comments and their IDs from Hacker News Firebase. I'll find the companies. It said, I'll save them to Airtable or to a CSV. Oh, to a CSV. Okay. It implemented it this way. We're continuing. Okay. Now I'm saying, let's run it. Start works. Find in Hacker News. Who is hiring month year? I'm saying, let it find these posts for me. What I actually want is for Cloud to now work in the project and search for me just like it does in this net. With the Hacker News API, by the way, both the Hacker News API and the Algolia API are open, it should find them. That's what I wanted too. The initial setup part might have seemed a bit complicated for the code. I'll also show you how that worked. Especially at the beginning, when setting the rules, you need to explain the files and certain things. After you take care of those and create the SOP, things get easier and more comfortable. Right now, it's looking at the script and will actually start running it for us. So we're applying the system we built in the training here. In a way, we're testing it here. Of course, it might not work right away. There could be errors. We'll fix the errors together as well. As you can see here, it's progressing with Python Scriptly. It's writing by itself from time to time. It's also asking me for permission to create things. This one turned red. That means it's an error. It's fixing it right now. For example, there was something missing. It's correcting that now. It's generating things on its own. Here's another one that happened. It'll fix that one now too. We got a 403 from Algolia. It decided to try something else. It's fixing that as well. Here is Algolia. As you can see, you can actually get updates from Algolia right now. You can get updates from Algolia. It's still processing right now, so you can see how it works. Now, as far as I understand, yes. It found 20 from November 2025. It's already just a few days old, which is great. The company role, its location. It prepared all of them for us. It's incredibly good, really unbelievably good. It even created the CSV. Since I didn't connect the Airtable API, it didn't transfer automatically to Airtable, but if I had connected it, it would have transferred there too. It's really great. By just providing a bit of workflow, creating your SEO PC and converting it locally to our own system, we've actually turned it into an incredibly advanced system. Because now we no longer need to do things manually one by one from here, or wait for things to become active, or set these up, or reconnect the language model. We just explained what we needed. The main thing is about creating the right files and working correctly when setting up the initial project. Let's see. Okay, it says our project is complete. Who is hiring? Who is hiring is the name of our project. We're checking hacker names to see who is hiring. The README is here. It also provided everything here for the SOP. This is how the output turned out. All right, great. Yes, it created it here as a project like this. Okay. All right, quick start. Let's quickly make one like this. All right, I'm saying, for me, run it and find 20. At this point, it's running for me and finding 20. It's that easy. It happened right away, actually. It's running for me and finding 20. Okay, it said it found them. It also found the jobs. Let's see right away what it is. In this CSV. Here, TMP, this CSV. Great. Where did it find them? It found them here from NIFs. Who is getting which job? Who is looking for what? Who is doing what? All right, great. We're checking remote, full-time. The roles are clear. From here, actually, we can infer what kind of jobs they want. For example, there's product designer, there's e-commerce platform engineer. There are many things. According to this function, we can actually add it to the system. So what does this mean? We got the job postings from here. This could also be something else. In lead generation, you can make inferences from the news. You can scrape Upwork profiles and Upwork job posting. You can scrape LinkedIn job postings. You make connections with Epiphy. You scrape news sites, and sell content. There are so many possibilities though. In conversational terms, I mean, once you get the logic down at the beginning, the project is actually pretty easy. Once you get that logic down, after that, you can always apply the same thing. So we gave n8n's workflow. He set up the system for us. It seemed complicated, but right now it found 20 job postings for us in 13 seconds. Incredible. It gave the locations, it gave the company path. It also found the emails of 6 people from their email addresses. Now we can actually create another workflow here. With any mail finder, we can actually find these people's profiles and update their emails. And we can directly transfer these to like an instantly mail campaign. For example, this is also a great workflow. So in lead generation, first we found the leads. Now we'll verify the emails and automatically add them to the instantly mail campaign. And we won't have to do anything. We won't write the email. The email will be written by Cloud Code. The emails will be verified by Cloud Code. It will automatically add them to the campaign and start it. It will turn into an assistant that handles all the processes for us. Let's try to do this. So this is our system now. It gets our leads from Google. It finds their emails using any mail finder. Then it records the emails as found or not found. It updates our Excel or Sheets. This is any mail finder. For example, you can start a trial and use it for free for 3 days. This way you get 600 credits. You get 50 credits monthly for 14 euros. You can try it out this way if you want. Let's do it right away. I'm starting the trial. Okay, $1 has been charged. We started with the trial, $20. I did a trial worth 20. We can also get the API key from here. Now, first I'm downloading this. I'm here. Create API for this. Let's create an ACOP, which stands for Automated Course of Procedure, for this n8n workflow. As you can see, I've now adopted a more conversational tone to make things clearer. Here's how the workflow will function. It will start by receiving a CSV file, which is a type of spreadsheet used to store data. The system will then look through this file to find the email addresses of the people listed. Using an email finder tool, it will write down or record these email addresses. After that, I will take the updated list of email addresses and write them back into the original CSV file, ensuring that all the contact information is complete and up to date. That's what I said. Here's the workflow. I'm going. Let's add an attachment. All right, let's go. I've completely switched to spoken language now. I'm also explaining the spoken language completely. This became our second worker. As you saw in the first one, we very easily took a n8n workflow to Hacker News. It found the things we needed from the news published on Hacker News. It found the email addresses. It found the job postings. Which company? It found out who posted them, but not all of them have email addresses. Now we want to find the email address for all of them. That's why, as you can see, we added another workflow, the n8n workflow here. We're creating its SOP. Then we'll start running this workflow. A little while ago, we connected to the Hacker News API. We also connected to an API called Algo. Since these are free APIs, it figured out how to use them and connected. Now for us, it's going to use an in-mail finder, but it's not free. That's why we'll provide the API key. It will write and use the file. This is how we're proceeding. All right, it created it for us again. Okay, all right. Okay, now let's provide the API key. Let it put the API key in the project file. Okay, now it says it's done. I'm going to ask, what was its name, the name of our thing? It's unriched. All right. Okay, let's take this example here. I'm saying the word color, and now I'm copying it, just as you see. There are 100 and Maya of them, which I am copying by using any mail finder tool, as I mentioned earlier. By the way, we also have our auto context feature available right here, which is very useful because you can track a lot of different things with it, such as changes, updates, and other relevant information. Now it's running this enrichment tool for us automatically. So in this particular workflow, specifically in the second workflow, we're starting to run it right here, as you can see. You saw how quickly it adapted to the changes and how quickly we were able to demonstrate its capabilities in action, actually in real time. It's learning. Even if it makes mistakes, it finds a way. It's actually connecting. Like I said, that's why it works most of the time. On the AnyMail Finder side, it found some but couldn't find others. There's a situation like this on the AnyMail Finder side. Of course, since these are startups, sometimes the data isn't available on that side either. Or now we're checking the company from Hacker News. The name there might not match the one here. It's a different method. Even if it can't find that exact person, let it find the email of someone from HR or a C-level executive from that company, like Wayfate. That's important for us too, because we're trying to reach the company. So I say from that company. I say at company. That's why this will adapt. Our workflow will change and improve in this way. As you can see, it changes the script this way, so it writes a script itself. We turn the most trained workflow into a script. In this way, by explaining our needs, we improve the script. Now, it's not really possible to do this in other places. It's not really possible to develop it this much in conversational language either. I have a theory like this. What I always want to say is this. If you already have a working and good workflow in n8n, you definitely don't need to switch to this. We don't have such a concern. And for a long time, when it comes to data like health or law, where data protection is crucial and we can't leave it to the mercy of AI, we will continue to work with n8n. Because here there's a different way of implementing things. Their application automation is step by step and more under our control. We set all the limits, permissions, everything ourselves. Here we also write within scripts. It's not as easy to spot an error in the script as it is in n8n automation. Again, to detect it, we'll have to ask AI for help. So we end up leaving it to its mercy. That's why, in the meantime, you can see how it makes decisions and develops strategies in the background. Everything. So to avoid leaving it to its mercy, we're going to do something like this. If you have well-functioning, good workflows, you'll continue with those. In fields like law, healthcare, and so on, it's already automated. By the way, it found all of them. All right, great. We'll continue automatically with that. Honestly, that's very good. We'll already continue automatically in training as well. Sometimes we'll use a Mac for this data. These workflows are for company operations. Because if you're running an AI agency or doing any kind of business, data security is also very important. If you've had a meeting, they've probably asked you this, or they will. You'll come across this question. They always ask how you handle data leaks and how you work with data. Since control is shifting a bit more to artificial intelligence here, we're not yet in a full transition phase. But for example, you have a workflow you want to create, you're having problems running it, it's not working well, or you want to improve it. This is exactly the place for that. In the future, we will fully transition to this. Controls will increase, working methods will expand, and in the future, this will be the standard way of working for company employees. Even now, just imagine what you could do if you adapt these to your business. With these skills, you can take your career to a much higher level no matter which department you're in, and if you're a business owner or a manager who wants your team and company to grow, you actually need to equip them with these abilities. Because once they know how to use this, one person starts working like 10 people. Instead of assigning tasks from one place to another, they develop workflows and systems like this. They handle their own tasks themselves. And you turn into a company that's much more efficient and gets a lot more done. Now let's take a look. Now I'm looking at the files. Let's enrich. Let's see. Still nothing. Oh, here it is, sorry. Oh, all of them, okay. We found them all. Super. Really super. Let's see, it also wrote us a report here. Okay, we couldn't find it. There were 14 missing. It says it found 14 of them. The examples are here too. Super, thank you. Now, what have we done so far? First, we generated leads from the news. Then we found their emails. We found out how we could reach them. Now we will add these to an outreach system that writes personalized emails for them and includes them in our email campaign. So we will actually be combining 3 workflows. Let me show you like this. This was the previous one. We completed this as well. Now we're moving on to this one. This one also actually takes from a CSV. Again, with the same logic. Let me download this. It automatically takes information from the CSV file and then creates an email campaign instantly, for example. But for this, it also gathers information using Perplexity and something else. With Epify, it scrapes the LinkedIn profile. With Perplexity, it gathers information about the company, and it writes the email in a personalized way. That's how we'll have it added as well. I'm turning back. Okay, please create a brand new SOP right now. We will then proceed to generate a bold and impactful email campaign, ensuring that your message stands out and reaches your intended audience effectively. The campaign has arrived. Now it will create the SOP for this and we will start using it. Again, we will provide our information. For this as well, it's like this. We will go, this workflow is already Perplexity. We will get the API from our account here on Perplexity AI, our API key. The system will automatically transfer our email campaign from instantly here as well. Let's do it right away. A moment ago, we didn't provide the training workflow. I've added a quick note. If you want to go deeper, I built a community where we teach these systems. We have thousands of templates, weekly calls, and full courses. We'll create everything from scratch together on live builds. If you want to join our community, the name is Unfair Advantage. We will create full apps, SaaS products, cloud code implementations in n8n. And the most important part, if you're coming from scratch, if you're just starting, you will find all the documentation, all the support you need. So let's continue. All right, it's done. Okay. He says he needs API integration. All right, let's provide these. We'll enter our APIs from the environment file. I'll go enter them and come back. I'm not showing these either, because if I make a mistake, my API might get exposed. It would cost a lot of money. It would be a big problem. That's why I'm not showing it. Okay. Now I want to do the last 5 from here. From here. I like the last 5. Use the data that is available from the file provided, retrieve and review the last 5 records from this file carefully. After you have done that, make sure to utilize this specific cold email campaign as instructed. Research them. Generate emails and other related materials, such as follow-up messages and supporting documents, and then create the necessary content. This particular campaign is the oldest one we have, and we liked it a lot because it's quite a detailed and comprehensive request for us. It will thoroughly research these companies, then carefully write their emails, personalize each message, take these personalized emails, and put them into the instant campaign, and finally launch the campaign. From the very beginning, we've set up a complete end-to-end lead generation system that covers every step of the process, ensuring nothing is missed and all potential leads are captured. We combined 3 workflows and turned them into a system application for ourselves. This is very important. What else can we do besides this? For example, besides this, the following can be done. From here, we can send a request to Net. We can also proceed in an integrated way by running Net. We don't have to transfer everything. By running Net, we can combine a kind of Net workflow. For example, it would make for a very effective working system. When needed, it knows exactly what to do in all of the hundreds of most well-trained workflows. Its SOPs are ready. In other words, it knows how each workflow should be executed. Then, when needed, we perform a task, create a video, do research, generate leads, or run a marketing campaign. Here, we can conduct market research from a single panel at our fingertips. Then we do a competitive analysis. After that, we create the creatives. We can do many things this way. That's why I think it's very important. By the way, I'm deciding about the lighting. All right, now let's look at this result, and I think we can wrap it up here. This has been a very enlightening video, especially since automation is the future, and it's very educational. Honestly, I'm very satisfied with the project we've produced, and I hope you liked it too. I'm explaining it in a very simple way, but being able to run these comprehensive, highly educational workflows here like this is extremely valuable. As I said, I haven't seen anyone else do this. I hope others will follow and do it too, because this is where things will progress from now on. Here you might notice, for example, it tried to access Perplexity, but it's showing the bearer tokens here. It tried to access Perplexity. Now I'm checking, the results have come in. It researched all 5 companies using Perplexity. It wrote personalized emails for all 5 of them. It put them into a CSV. Okay, let's take a look. Campaign.let super. All right. But it says it couldn't add them to instantly. It says there might be an error within instantly. Now, I manually created a campaign in instantly like this. Maybe it had trouble creating the campaign. I'll give it the campaign. Maybe it can learn the process better that way. It tried to retry adding them to the item, but even getting this far is really quite interesting. It did an incredible amount of research on all of them. But this is as far as it got. It just didn't add them to instantly. Let it add them to instantly as well. I think it'll find a way and connect to instantly. We also found the campaign ID. It found the campaign ID as well. All right, 5 outputs. Right now, 3 workflows are really working together, and there's no need to transfer anything from one place to another, because actually we have a working file like this. This is our space, our workspace. We're working together in this space. All the files are working together in this space. In the system, every new feature, every application, everything continues to be done here. We're really doing great, continuing to do everything here. All right, we've reached our limit here. This actually showed how much you can use with the limit. But let's go over what we've done so far. Like I said, we wrote some emails. And then we were going to put these emails into an instantly campaign. That's the only place it got stuck. But so far, we've moved 3 workflows here and actually created an application, a system for ourselves. This is the future of this business. I'm not saying right now to quit n8n, to stop learning, that everything will be done this way and we'll switch immediately. No, you need to learn. You especially need to learn the logic, but you also need to slowly learn these things as well. Sometimes if you create solutions like this for yourself, you can do so much more with these kinds of solutions instead of hiring an employee. And in the future, in your career at an AI agency or anywhere else, when there's a change, you'll be the one who can adapt the fastest, because you'll also know this system. You'll have already transitioned to it. Like I said, my opinion is that these systems will progress a bit in this direction. That's why I wanted to share this. I wanted to share what I can do and how I work. If you want to start an AI agency or change your career with AI, if you have a startup idea, if you're going to build a mobile app, anything is possible with AI in this day and age. So join us. Now is the perfect time. If you really start before everyone else has seized this opportunity, you can build a long-term business for yourself and earn an income you could never even imagine. AI has been very beneficial to me in this regard. I'm very grateful. I hope it will be for you too. I'm trying to teach you the same thing. Or if you want to change your company's workflows, if you're going to make a change related to your business, get in touch. If your company, your department, your employees acquire these skills, believe me, you will be far superior to your competitors. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. You can also follow the channel. These things are important. Based on them, I decide which content is working and which isn't. Thanks again. See you.